In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on April 24, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. New York Knicks versus Detroit Pistons. The regular season and play-in tournament are officially in the books, and now it's time for the real action to begin. The New York Knicks, sitting at the 3rd seed, are headed to Detroit to take on the 6th-seeded Pistons in Game 3 of their best-of-7 playoff battle. That game set for Thursday night in the Motor City, and with the series tied up, both teams know what's at stake. The Knicks are coming into this one with their full roster intact again, which is good news for them. On the other side, Detroit's still waiting on an update for Isaiah Stewart, who's listed as questionable. That could be a swing factor. Honestly, I'm a bit thrown off that the Pistons are underdogs here, especially on their home floor. They should have already been up 2-0 if not for that meltdown in the 4th quarter of Game 1. That collapse gave the Knicks life when they were running on fumes. New York's got no bench depth to speak of, and as the series drags on, you can already see the cracks forming in their starters. The Knicks leaned on their starters hard throughout the season, and it's going to bite them eventually. Thursday night's going to be loud in Little Caesars Arena. It's been a long time since Detroit fans had meaningful playoff basketball to cheer for, and they're going to show out. Monday night's win felt like a weight lifted off the Pistons' shoulders, getting back into the series and flipping home court in their favor. But that only matters if they show up again and build on that energy. New York's shooting was a mess, and their issues with rebounding keep popping up. Detroit's got a little wind in their sails now, and when Thibodeau starts moaning about free throws, you know he's feeling the pressure. The Knicks' tight rotation always falls apart in the postseason, and unless something suddenly changes, this game's looking like more of the same. Game 1 was kind of a steal for the Pistons. They played from behind most of the way but somehow pulled it off. That luck didn't carry over into Game 2 though. The Knicks haven't done well against the stronger teams all season, and that's been showing again in this series. So it's a bit surprising to see them getting the favorite tag for this one. Sure, Jalen Brunson will probably go off and drop something like 40 points, but Detroit's defense has been locked in. If they had just a little more composure in Game 1, this series would already be theirs to lose. What I really like is how Detroit's been competing. There's been a toughness to their play in the first 2 games. Back home, with a little more comfort and energy from the crowd, they could really feed off that. As our first pick for this matchup, the Detroit Pistons money line is our full game side pick. The series opened with fireworks. Game 1 ended with 235 total points, easily clearing the over. But then Game 2 swung the opposite direction with just 194 combined, falling well short of the 221.5-point total that oddsmakers had laid out. The numbers come down some, but you've got to ask if it's come down enough. New York's lack of bench depth keeps rearing its head in these bruising playoff matchups, and the rebounding disadvantage hasn't gone anywhere. Detroit's offense doesn't exactly hum either, so points could be hard to come by. Digging into the defensive stats, both teams have been solid guarding the arc. The Knicks are sitting 7th in the playoffs, with opponents shooting just 35.6% from 3. The Pistons have been even stingier, allowing only 32.8%, good for 5th best. Add to that a rising foul count, and you've got more starters spending time on the bench. Free throws are starting to swing things too. The Knicks are tied for 6th in attempts at the line with 18 per game, while the Pistons top the playoff field with 27 trips a night. That could mean more stoppages, slower pace, and less scoring overall. The under has hit in 2 of their last 3 matchups, including that final regular season game just before the playoffs began. We could be heading for another slugfest here. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Oklahoma City Thunder versus Memphis Grizzlies. Oklahoma City, boasting an impressive 68-14 record, heads to FedEx Forum on Thursday night with one goal in mind, grabbing a 3-0 stranglehold on their first-round playoff series against Memphis, who finished the regular season at 48-34. It's Game 3, and the Thunder are looking to keep momentum rolling on the road. The Thunder rolled through Game 2 with ease, walking away with a 118-99 win after entering the game as 14 2.5-point favorites. They've clearly had Memphis numbered lately. Oklahoma City has now beaten the Grizzlies in 10 straight matchups. Injury-wise, the Thunder will once again be without Ousmane Dieng due to a lingering calf issue. On the other side, Memphis is still without Brandon Clark and Jalen Wells. Oklahoma City has caught fire recently, riding a 6-game win streak, while Memphis has dropped 3 of their last 4. The difference is clear in the numbers. Oklahoma City Thunder is knocking down over 45% of their shots in the past 3 games, while Memphis is stuck at 41%. The Thunder are also cashing in at the free throw line, hitting better than 87% of their foul shots. Add in their hustle on the boards, especially the 15 offensive rebounds per game lately, and it's no surprise they're creating more scoring chances. They're taking care of the ball, too, unlike Memphis, which has led to a bunch of easy Thunder buckets. The Grizzlies haven't done themselves any favors defensively either. They've allowed over 118 points a night in their last 3 games. That makes slowing down Oklahoma City Thunder a tall order. The Thunder didn't just win the first 2 games of this series, they ran away with them, averaging a 35-point margin of victory. Oklahoma City has completely taken Memphis apart in every area. Sure, switching to their home court might give the Grizzlies a bit of a lift, but it's probably not going to be enough. The Thunder have outmuscled them on the glass, clamped down on defense, and gotten whatever they wanted on offense. Even though the Grizzlies managed to spread the scoring around a little better in Game 2, they still couldn't break the 100-point mark. And their lack of bench production has been glaring, something that's hurting them even more as the series drags on. The Thunder are 10-0 straight up and 9-1 against the spread in their last 10 against Memphis. This matchup hasn't been close. Memphis had hopes of flipping the script by stealing a win in Oklahoma City, but those hopes vanished after 2 blowout losses. Now, they return home with their backs against the wall, staring down a potential sweep if things don't change fast. The Thunder haven't even needed to play their best basketball so far. They've built huge leads early and cruise the rest of the way. Sure, playing at home might spark something in the Grizzlies. The crowd will be loud, and the players will feed off that energy, but that only gets you so far. Memphis has been manhandled in this series. There's only so much home court can do when your opponent is just playing better in every phase of the game. Oklahoma City is now 11-0 straight up and 10-1 against the spread in their last 11 games versus Memphis. They've been one of the most consistent teams to bet on all season, with a 57-24-4 record against the spread. They've also covered in 8 straight games when favored by double digits. If there was ever a time for the Grizzlies to leave it all on the floor, it's this one. But betting against Oklahoma City Thunder hasn't worked all year, and nothing about this matchup says it should work now. There's no doubt Memphis will play with urgency. It's their biggest home game of the season. But even if they come out hot, I still don't think it'll be enough to keep up with the Thunder. Based on the first 2 games, it just doesn't feel like a safe bet to go against Oklahoma City here. As our first pick for this matchup, the Oklahoma City Thunder to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Thunder have gone under the total in each of their last 3 games, and the Grizzlies have also hit the under in their last 2. Oklahoma City scores 120.5 points per game and plays at the 10th fastest pace in the league, averaging 103.4 possessions. They're up against a Memphis squad that has allowed 118 points per game over their last 3. On the flip side, Memphis puts up 122 points per game and plays faster than any team in the league, running 106.7 possessions a night, but they're up against a Thunder defense that has only allowed 93 points per game in their last 3. These 2 teams have now played to the under in 5 straight meetings. Because of Memphis' offensive struggles, both games in this series have stayed under, with the teams combining for an average of 214 points. The line might bump up a bit here with the series shifting to Memphis, and it's reasonable to think the Grizzlies could put up a few more points at home. But Oklahoma City has shut them down so far, and it's tough to see Memphis closing the gap enough to push the total over. The Thunder have shown they can score when needed, but they've been comfortable cruising along, scoring 118 in Game 2 without breaking a sweat. The under has cashed in 8 of the last 10 games between these teams. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Denver Nuggets versus Los Angeles Clippers. As both teams gear up for a crucial Game 3 in their best-of-7 Western Conference first-round showdown, all eyes turn to Los Angeles on Thursday night. The Nuggets edged out a narrow 2-point win in overtime during the opener, but the Clippers bounced back with a solid performance in Game 2 to even the series. With the series tied at 1 game each, this matchup is shaping up to be a real battle. Denver is monitoring the status of Michael Porter Jr., who's listed as questionable going into this one. Meanwhile, the Clippers are coming into Game 3 at full strength once again. Through the first two contests, Los Angeles has been shooting the ball with confidence and efficiency, which should keep up against Denver's defense that's been shaky at best. The Nuggets did dominate the glass in Game 2, finishing with 18 more rebounds than Los Angeles, but still couldn't come away with the win. Credit goes to the Clippers' defense for clamping down on Denver's offensive rhythm, limiting one of the league's most efficient shooting teams to well below their season average in both games. James Harden and Kawhi Leonard haven't yet synced up offensively on the same night, but back in their home arena, that could change. Leonard will benefit from an extra day to rest after lighting it up in Game 2, while Harden, who scored over 30 in Game 1 but faded in the second outing, should be back in form. If he is, that could be the deciding factor. The Clippers were a force at home this season, going 30-11, and they'll be hungry to take control of the series with a win here. It's tough to see Denver hanging around if Porter Jr. can't suit up or if he's clearly not at full strength. He's been their second-best rebounder in the postseason, averaging 9.5 boards a night, and he's chipped in with some scoring too, posting 9 points per game so far. His absence would be a big hit on both ends of the floor. On top of that, the coaching matchup seems lopsided. Tyronn Lue has a lot more playoff experience than David Adelman, and in tight series like this, that kind of edge can really show up. The Clippers also have the benefit of their home crowd, where they finished the regular season with an impressive 30-11 straight-up record and a 28-13 mark against the spread. With all these factors working in their favor, this could be the first game of the series that doesn't come down to the wire. As our first pick for this matchup, the Los Angeles Clippers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The total for the first two games was set at 222. But it's been brought down to 215.5 for Game 3. Both of the first two games ended up staying under that original line, but this third one has the potential to break that trend and become the most high-scoring of the series so far. With 2 games of film to study, each team will likely come in with a few wrinkles and counterpunches ready. Denver hasn't shot the ball well yet in this series, but they were one of the best shooting teams in the league all season, so they're bound to have a breakout night at some point. Meanwhile, the Clippers still haven't seen Harden and Leonard clicking at the same time, but that can't last forever, especially at home. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.